Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. Infinite Enzo here, and today we're gonna follow up on my previous video about the Demko AD-20.5 and my warranty adventure with this thing. I'm gonna roll in some footage right now of what this knife was doing that caused me to send it in under warranty service. So I'm gonna send it in under warranty. I'm curious, have any of y'all experienced that? I mean, surely that's not, that can't be under spec. Like, that's nuts. So as you guys can see, there were some issues with it. I'm doing this weird clicking, clacking thing where the lock was slipping and the blade was dropping a little bit. It's not doing it anymore. I don't know if you can hear this. Let me bring it closer to my microphone here. It's making a clicking sound, so hopefully y'all could pick up on that. But it's not slipping, and it's not. I can't really feel any wobble. Maybe just like a little tiny bit. It's hard to tell. Which, as far as I'm concerned, then it's fixed. So I was really pleased for the most part with the initial sort of reaching out to the Demkos about getting this taken care of. I didn't really know who I was supposed to go through because there's no literature in the box anywhere. There's no literature in the little zipper pouch that comes with it about warranty service. So what I ended up doing was I just went to the Demko's website and I just emailed them directly. I was a little concerned because these knives are made in Taiwan, and of course the Demko's own custom and semi-custom knives, those are all made in the USA. So I wasn't sure if it was the same warranty process, but literally within probably about 3 minutes of me emailing them, John Demko emailed me back, who was super helpful, very eager to get the problem taken care of, just very ready to help me out. So that was awesome. I ended up shipping them the knife. He said he suspected that it was an issue with the stop pin, and they had the knife for about, I want to say it was 2 weeks, and I didn't really hear anything from them after they received the knife. I didn't hear anything at all, and then I just got the notification that it was being shipped back to me, really with no other explanations. So I would have been nice to get some further information on the back end, but again, I'm happy overall right now. I'm just really hoping it doesn't come back. I wish it wasn't clicking, but again, it's such a minor thing compared to what it was doing, and as far as I'm concerned, it's fixed. So what we're going to do now, we are going to put on some aftermarket parts, which probably voids the warranty, but then again, I don't know because there's no warranty information on the knife. That's another thing that I feel is a little bit weird. I wish there was some clear cut, like, hey, if you take the knife apart, that voids the warranty. Just, ideally that wouldn't be the case, but I'd like to know if you put on aftermarket parts, that voids the warranty, because in most cases it does. So it would be nice to know, but it's all good. The Demkos, or at least John, was very responsive and very helpful. So anyway, let's get these parts out, guys. Probably not going to be using that backspacer, but these are aftermarket scales from Rip's Garage Tech, who is freaking awesome. These scales are really well done. This is my opposite side pocket clip. I don't need that. Now I've used these scales previously, which is why they're kind of discolored. But this is bone linen micarta, and I really love these because good old Rip went and made them substantially thicker than the stock scales, so they feel so good in hand compared to the stock scales. So let's set those there. Probably won't be using that backspacer. What I think I'm going to do is we're actually going to take this stock backspacer and dye it black. And also, the only other parts I have to add in are skiff bearings, which are a pretty substantial improvement over the stock bearings. So these come from Skiff Blade Works, I think is the name of the company. They have their own line of knives, which are really awesome and pretty expensive. Basically, you get what you pay for, and you get some pretty sweet knives if you're willing to shell out that amount of money. That is Skiff Blade Works. So let's get into taking this thing apart. I'm gonna try to keep this pretty brief, guys. This isn't a takedown talk or anything. I am freaking tired. It's been a long one today. I've been working on a lot of new videos. Good old Wolfman Walsh has really been coming up with some cool ideas lately, and basically, if he's kind of been our idea guy lately. Obviously, I do all of the editing, so it's been a kind of a nice balance. It's nice to not have to be. I mean, I've never been like a cutting edge idea guy as far as videos are concerned, but it's cool to have somebody else sort of, you know, working their creative muscles. So that's been fun. All right. This is simply a matter of squeezing things together till we get it loose. That's what she said. Ooh. Okay, there goes our little spring. Get that out of the way. Always want to watch out for that darn spring. Oh, look at that. They put new bearings in there for me. Wow. Those are substantially better than the stock bearings that I had. I don't know if I have footage of my stock bearings, but they were pretty rough around the edges. Okay. They're still not quite as nice as the skiffs, but I'm definitely going to be holding on to those because, like I said, a nice improvement from what I had stock. I'm also going to try rotating that stop pin. See if maybe that causes that click to go away. I don't know. Let's get that blade out of the way. Also, we'll get the lock bar out of the way. And see if we can drop these receivers. There's one. Come on, guys. There's two. Come on out. And come on, three. Okay, great. All right, let's get the stop pin back over here. Put it right about there. Let's see here. Now, one thing that's worth pointing out on all of the pins. Focus. Okay, can you see on the left that there's a line on that side? So the side with the line goes into your right handle scale. And that's true for the stop pin as well as these locator pins for the lock bar. So something to keep in mind. I'm going to orient all of the pins in the correct order here. Got one more on this side. And there we go. All right, I think, let's pop that out. Come on out, there we go. Great, so now we're ready to reassemble. Before we do that, where's that backspacer? All right, let's go and I'm gonna basically just do this right here, but we are going to fire up the electric kettle. I'll show you guys exactly how I like to RIT die things. So I will be right back with that. All right, guys, so I have an electric kettle here. Really makes things a lot easier, but you can just boil some water over the stove. That's just fine. This is my dyeing cup. This is a dedicated cup for RIT dyeing. That's all I use it for. So I'm gonna pour my boiling hot water in here and got that ready to go here. Stack it on top of my 1,000 parts. Here is our backspacer. Let's go ahead and shake up the RIT dye. Typically, this is just standard RIT dye. I typically recommend RIT dye more, but for black, I find that just the regular RIT dye works just fine for synthetic parts. It's really not that big of a deal. But if you're going for a more differentiated color, I would recommend doing the dye more for your synthetic parts. The nice thing about regular old black is that you can get it just about anywhere. I mean, you can go to Kroger and get black RIT dye. Let's pour the, may as well just finish this thing off. There's not hardly any left. Okay. Alrighty. Stir that up real good. RIT dye does not adhere to metal at all, so it only adheres to fabrics or synthetic materials like micarta or plastics, things like that. All right, so now that that's ready, we are going to take our FRN backspacer here. We're going to tie it to this. There we go, perfect. That'll do it. Ooh, Lord. All right, so now we're going to run this spool around again until it's just kind of hanging off the bottom here, like so. And then I'm going to just set this right on top of the die can here, just like that. And that's going to sit for a little bit. We'll go ahead and start getting the knife back together. Okay, let's get our parts oriented here. So usually for a die like that, I'll let it sit for at least 2 minutes. Sometimes I'll go longer, but black shouldn't really be difficult. All right, let's get our right handle into place here. Actually, before I really do anything else, you know what I can do? I can go ahead and I can get the stop pins into position. And remembering that the lined side goes into the right handle scale. Let's get our stop pin, and we are going to make a mental note here. Come on. Y'all can see the marks from where the blade has been contacting the stop pin. So I'm going to try to rotate it so that we're on a side where the blade has not previously been hitting it much. It looks like... I wonder if they already tried this. All right, looks like this right here is going to be a decent spot, but there's marks all the way around, which makes you kind of wonder. All right. There you go. Perfectly black. I'm gonna go wash this off real quick. All right, y'all. Our newly blackened part is ready to roll here. So let's go ahead and start dropping this into place. The nice thing about this version, which I like rips a lot, and it gives the knife a more uniform sort of look. But you know, this one's got a little bit of jimping to it, which you don't really feel because typically the scales rise above the jimping. But it also has the captive holes for the receivers, and it's got these little nubs on either side that sit into the liners pretty well here. So I'm gonna drop that in place. Great, and then let's get our receivers lined up. Okay, so let's get our lock bar going here. Drop the spring in place. This is a wonderfully easy spring to work with here. It just slides right in. I mean, it's easy to pop it out by accident, but it's nowhere near as fickle as the AD-15 spring. That thing is crazy. What next? Let's get the pivot in place. There we go. All right. Now our new skiff bearings. We're going to put a dab of oil in there. All right. In other news, my the Leatherman rebar that I've had forever recently decided to have both of my flathead drivers split off. So at some point, I need to send that in for warranty. It's weird because I never have warranty problems, and in the last like month I've had two. All right, let's check these bearings, make sure that they're not more pronounced on one side than the other. It seems to me like the bottom side is a little bit more pronounced with the, yeah. So that side's gonna face the blade. Learned that little trick from Nathan's Knives. Not something I ever considered before. Okay, a little dab of oil there. And guys, in case you're wondering, I just use mineral oil. I just think it's really nice because it's food safe. You don't have to worry about it too much. Yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and drop the blade in. Keep my hand over that spring. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so let's get our next skiff bearing ready here. Before we do that, just another drop of oil. You look at this thing with the scales off and it's like, this is a complicated looking knife, but it's really not that bad to work on. Okay, now Getting everything to fit, however, might be a different story. Okay. Looking good so far. Actually, that went great. Yeah, that went great. Okay, let's pop this scale on. Awesome. What do y'all think about that black backspacer? I do think that looks pretty nice. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. Okay, up next, let's see, body screws. Yeah, you know, guys, I hate warranty stuff. I really do. The whole process never feels good because it's like it sucks for you because you're having an issue with a knife. It sucks for the maker because, you know, obviously now, like, they know that you as a customer have a problem, and it's just always, I don't know, I just have never cared for it. And I actually felt kind of questionable about even posting that first video, but I really liked this knife, and I was pretty upset when the issue happened. And mainly I was curious if anybody had a solution, which is why I posted the video. Like, I didn't want to send the damn thing in. I wanted somebody to be like, oh yeah, you can fix that by doing blah, blah, blah. That was what I was hoping for. And then of course that didn't happen. Everybody was like, oh, it's never happened with mine. So not fun to hear that. All right, tighten it up a little bit more. That's pretty good. No up and down. Same clicking, but again, I can leave that. Now I know it looks like it's really leaning hard here. That is actually the stock. That's the way it is stock. But for some reason it's much more noticeable with these scales on. All right, action's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no play. Man, okay. This is looking sharp. I am very happy right now with this. Gosh, action on these things is just so ridiculous. God, I love this knife. Oh man, really hope that issue doesn't come back. Right now I'm assuming it won't. If it does, I'll reach out to them again and yeah, here we go. Now we can hear that clicking. But I don't feel any movement, so I think it's just the lock kind of wiggling around. So anyways, you guys saw the clip earlier, what it was doing. So anyway, yeah, real happy. Love that touch of black on the back. I'm glad we did that. Yeah, guys, that is the Demko AD-20.5 back from warranty service and ready for action. Thanks so much for stopping in, guys. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, all that typical crap that people on YouTube ask you to do. And be on the lookout, guys. I got some big videos coming. So a lot of stuff with Wolfman. Yeah, just a lot of cool new things. So see you guys there. Thanks so much. Take it easy.